Alright guys, welcome to the second video of the e-commerce series. In this video I'm going to be going over product selection. If you haven't watched the niche selection video, definitely go back and watch that. And when we get into this, remember that this is something you definitely need to pay attention to, and it is definitely a big factor in your success in e-commerce. So let's get into the slides. So now that we have our niche, it is about time that we pick what we are going to sell to our potential customers. You may want to fast track this process like you did your niche, but like I said, you do not want to, because this is something that is going to heavily factor how much you're going to do, how many sales you're going to do within the entire e-commerce journey. So a quality product can bring night and day differences to your store success. So how should you start? Simply take your niche, put yourself in the mind of your intended target audience. So think about what you would be interested in product-wise if you were them. This may sound pretty self-explanatory, but remember, we're trying to get people to impulse buy. And if you're in their shoes and you think like, maybe I don't need that product, then they're probably not gonna buy it. Remember, these are also products that you should be thinking about that they can't really find anywhere else, that they can't just go on Amazon, type it in, and then there it is. It's something that they can only get from you, and that is why we're trying to create a long-lasting brand, because people buy from brands. They don't buy from general stores. They don't go to Walmart to buy your product. They would go to your store to buy the product. So if we can't get them to impulse buy, then we have already lost them. So that's why we narrow down. So try and pair this with some creative interest, well, not creative interest, creative research of your own. So browse through your niche's Instagram profiles. There's tons of them around your niche probably, and many times you'll get plenty of ideas that way as well. Scrolling through Facebook and Instagram is also a fantastic way to find products. This works because many other times companies will target you and you'll get these ads within your feed, and those will give you winning products, because many times if they're targeting you that heavily, they're probably making money off of it. So once you have an idea of a product, I recommend you write it down on a piece of paper and you start thinking of other products relating to it. This will help you come up with other products that you might have never thought of that you were completely missing out on. Also, this will help out with a step that I will mention later on in this video. Once you have an idea of a product, it's time to go to AliExpress. Now, this is where I recommend you do this type of proof of sales thing. I look for proof of sales is what I look for. So I look for an order volume of greater than 500 orders. And this isn't a set in stone thing, because your product could be an untapped winner. Remember that usually if it's sold before, it's gonna sell again, but don't be discouraged if your product doesn't have that many orders. It could just be an untapped winner. When you have picked the product, also make sure to contact the supplier and ensure that they can actually dropship this item for you. Many times they will not respond, or if they do respond, they might say that they usually only deal with just one product orders and that they go straight to one customer, but it's business. They're gonna want it usually. So if you send them a message like, hello, I am looking to dropship your item. I wanted to confirm that you could fulfill this item quickly in order to ensure the happiness of our customers. That's the example message that you can send. Once you've done that, you should be golden in that you shouldn't have any issues in the future regarding, supplier fulfillment. So once you have your product, I advise you find your products to cross-sell with. So back to what I mentioned before, in that you are writing out items that are related to your product, that's items that you can use to cross-sell. And by cross-selling your product and upselling it, you can increase your average order value. So the customers that are coming in that are already buying, you can make more money off of that. So if they're gonna convert, they might as well convert a big order. So when calculating the pricing for your product, this is actually pretty important. Take your store price that you're gonna market it at, multiply it at 1 minus the coupon as a decimal, and then multiply that by 0.75, subtract your product cost and your shipping costs, and that's your profit margin. That's how much you will make every single time you sell your product. Usually you want to keep that at about greater than 30% of what your store price is, because essentially You might be asking, why multiply by 0.75? Well, the platform we're going to be using inside of this course is called SalesBrain, and they take 25% out of each sale. And you might be thinking, well, why do they do that? Essentially, it is your advertising cost, and that is actually far lower than what you would usually pay for advertising. So you're getting a really, really good deal here. So when you're thinking of your product, make sure it's profitable, make sure that it is logical to sell and that people would actually want to buy it if you're in their shoes, and make sure that your supplier can actually fulfill the order. Other than that, that's it for product selection. In the next video, I'm going to go over how we can implement this into our store, and I'm going to do a complete store setup. Other than that, if you haven't liked the video, like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Boot out.